4 mines, 5 chance cards, 4 rounds, 1 table. This is not your ordinary game. This is the table. Meet your contestants.
Hello everyone, my name is Sonia. I'm a content creator, a big, bold and beautiful lady that always represents. Yeah, so I'm a video content creator. I make videos for events, precisely a videographer, and I love to dance. I always come in with the vibe because I'm always giving it back to back. Hi everyone, ni hao. My name is Avon Ariko and I'm a customer service trainer and I own a bookshop for children.
Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Daniel and I'm the manager to Avon Residence Taco.
Hi everyone, I'm a medical personnel and a skin expert. My name is Flora and I am here to play the game.
I'm so ready for today. It's gonna be a banger.
Oh my goodness!
Hi.
Hello.
Yes, how are you?
Yes. I'm expecting to have fun.
Not when they even called you first. You guys, I saw you guys playing tinkoh.
Was that where you?
So tinkoh is when I think it's played between 2 people, where you have like an opponent and you start with 1 and you begin to ascend in numbers. So from 1 to 10, basically to see who gets it wrong or who gets tired or who gets weary or whose knuckles get tired, something of that sort, and it's a fun game. Yeah.
I would say Daniel for now because we're in it together. So he's like the only person I've really spoken with. But when I get to meet with the other contestants, I would say yeah.
So you feel like you trust Daniel?
Not trust.
Not trust. Trust is built in stages. But for now, I think I have confidence with my partner. Oh, I'm already calling her my partner. Yeah.
Okay.
So with her. Yeah.
All right.
And he looks like a perfect gentleman that can always say, you know what, let's take this thing. Yeah.
Are you serious?
No, I just can't wait.
Are you a game master? Let me know what. Let me know who I'm up against.
I love physical games.
Okay.
So if it's physical games,
Like active games.
yes, exactly.
Are you very sporty?
Yes.
So please, I hope they're not physical games.
Okay, so I love to go out a lot. Ajala, I'm always outside. I love to hang out with friends. I love to go for happy hours. I love to drink. I love to vibe with like minds. And I love friendship and family.
Well, growing up as a kid, I play lots of games, mostly feminine games. Tinkoh was one of my favorite games. So then, playing games with ladies, they always tag it as feminine games, you know. So technically, growing up was a bit difficult, but it was worth it.
Yes, I used to play tinkoh and so many other games like Swear, you know, all the games you can think of. I love to play games and I'm a critical thinker and I know that to win games, you need to be a critical thinker. So I think that's one of my strengths.
But soon, all familiarity fades, and the game begins. At the heart of this game is the GameMaster. intense, calculated.
My chances are high. My chances of winning this 1 million naira is going to be high. I love game. I love playing games, physical games precisely. But a gamer would always be a gamer. Any which way we're going to bring, the skill into the game, basically.
So Sonia, you may approach the table. So Sonia, how are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm perfect.
So, what do you do for a living?
I am a video content creator. I own Money Media. So Money Media, we create video content for events. Basically, that's it.
Okay. All right. So Sonia, if you win the prize money, what do you intend to do with it?
I need to invest more money into, our gadgets for the media team. Basically, that's what I need the money for.
All right.
Exactly.
So to the business of the day. Are you ready for the table?
100%.
I like your confidence. Okay.
Okay.
So one more question. Which of the other contestants are you closest to?
Shivon. Am I pronouncing it well? Avon, Shivon, something like that.
Avon.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So you're ready?
Action.
So Sonia, there'll be a deck of cards and you'll have to pick one.
Okay.
Now these cards hold the fate of your destiny on the table. They are chance cards. Some may be good and some maybe not so good. But you'd have to pick one and determine your fate. So are you ready?
Yes.
Card bearer, you may approach the table. So Sonia, these are the cards. Would you like for them to be shuffled before you pick?
I think I love them like this.
Okay. So when you're ready, pick one, but do not open it until I ask you to. Okay. All right. So Sonia, let's find out what the card holds. What does it say?
Neutral.
Neutral.
You can like this.
Neutral. It sounds interesting, right? With neutral, you have immense power. And I'll explain. You have one of two options. First, you can choose to do nothing. Or second, you can select any of the other cards for any contestant out there. We're going to open them and you find out what they hold. So card bearer, you may flip the cards. Sonia, these are the cards.
Whoa.
Remember?
Okay.
You can pick any of them for the contestant out there. Any contestant of your choice.
Should I be wicked or good? I don't know.
It's all up to you.
Few sec.
All right. What do they say? What do the cards say?
2 minutes advantage, grab a drink, pause for 5 minutes, 2 minutes disadvantage. No? Pause for 5 minutes. Sorry, can I ask questions?
Go ahead.
Okay, so pause for 5 minutes. Remind me, what's about?
So, If you choose pause for 5 minutes, the contestant that you pick that for will have to pause for 5 minutes. Every contestant has 10 minutes. So if they pause for 5 minutes, it means they have just 5 minutes to answer the puzzle.
2 minutes disadvantage.
8 minutes.
Okay.
They start at 8 minutes, not 10 minutes.
That sounds good.
So,
Okay.
I feel like you have your mind torn between two cards.
Yes. Oh my goodness. This is tight. Okay.
So, I'll ask you a question. Which contestant out there do you feel most threatened by?
I don't even know. I can't even tell.
Who would you consider your closest rival?
2? No, 1.
2 people?
1.
1 person? Who's the person?
Critical brain thinker. She said so.
Who's that?
What's her name again? She's on a green suit. I've forgotten her name.
So the other ladies, Avon or Flora?
Flora.
So what are you saying?
Okay. I think I'll do this.
What does it say?
2 minutes advantage. Wait,
So you're giving her a 2 minute advantage.
No,
I'll explain what it means. I'll explain what it means.
Okay.
If you choose 2 minute advantage, it means she has 12 minutes to answer the riddle or the puzzle. So do you want to give her extra time or less time?
Let me give extra time for this time.
So you want to give Flora,
Not Flora.
Avon?
Avon. Let me give her 2 minutes advantage.
You seem very fond of Avon.
Let's just give her 2 minutes advantage. Trust me, I might stand nice, but you don't know what's coming in hot.
Okay. So is that your final answer? 2 minute advantage for Avon?
Yes.
All right. So it's set. Thank you. Card bearer, you may pick the cards. Thank you. So Sonia, are you ready
Yes,
for
I am.
the puzzle?
I am.
All right. On the drawer beside you, on your right, contains the puzzle. Can you open it? But do not flip the paper. Okay, so Sonia, once you open the paper, the timer starts. Remember, you have 10 minutes to solve the puzzle and give an answer.
Okay.
You also write down your name and sign.
Okay.
So when you're ready, let me know.
Ready.
You want to gather your thoughts, take some deep breaths.
Ready.
You ready? Okay. All right. So you may open the paper.
Okay. Let me write my name quickly first.
So what does it say?
I'm coming. Outside a closed room is a light bulb controlled by one of 3 switches. You may flip the switches flip the switches as much as you want, but you can only enter the room once. How can you figure out which switch controls the lights?
So do you get the puzzle? Do you understand the question?
If I understand the question, then I'll know the answer. Okay, I understand.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Okay, my time.
yeah, your timer started already.
I'm coming. Outside the room is a light. It's a light bulb.
Do you have an idea?
I'm still memorizing it. I said. Outside.
So you have 8 minutes left.
Okay, let me try. So now, let me see how to compose it that to make sense.
Okay. Do you want to talk about it first?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Outside a closed room is a light bulb controlled by one of 3 switches, right? You may flip the switches as much as you want, but you can only enter the room once. How can you figure out which switch controls the light? Okay, by flipping the three of them. I don't know. You keep trying. Must I flip just one? You say as much as I want, you can flip. But however, I'm outside the room and you said the light bulb is outside the room too. Right?
Alright, so I'm like that inner voice. Just pretend that I can't respond to whatever you're saying. But I understand what you mean. So,
as much as you want, but you can only enter the room once.
So Sonia, do you have an idea what the answer is?
Why do I feel like I understand the question, but I don't know the answer? This is tough.
It means you're in a good place. If you understand the question, you're already halfway there.
Outside the closed room, the light bulb controlled by 3 switches. Outside. So the bulb is outside the closed room. So meaning if I'm outside the closed room, I'm where the bulb is.
That's what it says.
Yes.
Do you want to read it again for clarity?
Yes, I did already.
Okay.
So outside the closed room is a light bulb controlled by one of 3 switches. You may flip switch as much as you want, but can only enter the room once. How can you figure out which switch controls the light? You may flip the switches as much as you want, but can only enter the room. But you can only enter the room once.
So Sonia, you have 5 more minutes.
No rush. I'm gonna calm down and think. Okay. I just want to know if the question is one answer or a sentence or something. Oh wow.
Do you need a drink?
No, I don't. How can you figure out which switch controls the light? How can I? By flipping the switches now. But no. By flipping the switches. Okay. Outside the closed room is a light bulb controlled by 3 switches. It can only enter the room once. How can you figure out which?
Are you giving up?
I'm not giving up. How can I give up?
But do you have an idea what the answer is, or are you torn between two answers, possible answers? Or do you want to speak out your thoughts?
Okay, so outside a closed room, let me say this is the closed room, right? So outside this room is a light bulb controlled by 3 switches. So maybe the switches, they are going to be outside this room, I guess, with the bulb.
If that's what the question says.
So you may flip the switches as much as you want. So I can flip each of them, but can only enter the room once. How can you figure out which switch controls the light? The light is outside with me now. So if I flip 1, 2, 3, I should be able to figure out 1.
Oh, that's why it's a puzzle. So remember, the lights are in the room. The switches are outside.
Okay.
Is it clever?
Yes, I get. My thoughts are crazy. Oh my shit.
The answer could just be as crazy, you never know.
Okay. I'll figure it out by... I don't think even an electrician will not be able to solve this thing. Okay.
Well, you're not an electrician, are you? So there's
My
hope.
time. How many minutes more do I have? Do I get to know?
You have less than 2 minutes.
How do I outside the room? One of the switches. One of 3 switches. One of 3 switches. You may flip the switch as much as you want, but...
At this point, Sonia, I'll advise you to go with the answer that you feel is closest to it.
You can only enter the room once. Switch controls. I feel like this answer is simple, but it's just messing with my brain. I'm thinking too much. Okay.
Is your answer amusing you? So you have 30 seconds left.
Okay. By looking through the the side of the door, through the hole or the side of the door for any ray of light. As I switch one, I look through.
If you think that's the answer,
do.
you can write it down. Have you
I
written
wrote it down, yes.
All right.
It's too long now. Hey. Okay. Should I sign?
All right, so Sonia, write down your name and sign. And hand it over to me. All right. So Sonia, you may exit the room.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye, GameMaster.
Bye, Sonia. Do you know that you too can win 1 million naira at the table? All you need to do is download the tinkoh app or your Google Play Store. Start playing games and win lots of cash prizes. And you just might be selected to sit right across the table with me, the GameMaster. So download the tinkoh app today. Good luck and see you soon at the table.
I am here to master at the table, and that's on period.
Avon, you may approach the table.
Hi, GameMaster.
Hello, Avon.
Hi.
You can have your seat.
Thank you.
All right.
My chances are really high. I'm hoping to win the game. We're just 4, so knock, 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 win.
You seem all smiles today.
I'm excited. I'm happy.
I can see that. I
I'm
can see that.
open-minded as well.
Okay.
I cannot wait for the questions.
But just before we get right into them, I'll just ask you a few questions.
Okay.
All right. So first, Which of the other contestants are you closest to?
Okay, so I'll say depending. Earlier on, I was closest to Sonia.
Okay. Did that change?
Yes, I met somebody else again. Why am I sounding like this? But I think I'm beginning to vibe with Flora.
I see.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's the age thing. I don't know what it is. But we're vibing more. We vibed more. We've spoken a lot in just 10 minutes that Sonia was here. So
you're closest now to Flora.
It's somewhere in between Sonia and Flora. So I can't really place it.
So who would you consider your greatest rival?
That would be Flora.
That would be Flora.
Yeah.
Why Flora?
So I think it's because I know she loves games as well. And I think she has kids. When you have children, you do lots of puzzles and lots of games. So she has kids as well. So I think we have some experience there. Both of us share some or similar experiences.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's my ultimate rival.
I see. Could that be a strategic move, trying to get close to the...
Not really.
You know what they say?
No, not at all. Because I know from what I understand about the game, you really cannot tell what comes up. So,
all right.
Yeah, she's not going to give away the answer, wouldn't I? So, no, that strategy is not going to work. And a win is a win.
Okay. All right. So, are you ready?
Yeah, I was born ready.
I have some good news for you.
Okay.
So, the previous contestant gave you a 2-minute advantage.
Oh, that's so good. Because I have 12 minutes.
Yes, you do. You have 12 minutes to answer the puzzle.
Okay.
So, when you're ready, let me know.
Okay. Okay.
You want to take a deep breath? All right.
Yes.
You ready?
Yep.
So, Avon, in a moment, the card bearer will come bearing the cards. These are chance cards. Okay. Some good, some not so good.
Okay.
But you have to pick one and do whatever the card says.
Okay.
All right? So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Card bearer, you may approach the table. So Avon, here are the cards. You can pick one, but before that, would you like for the cards to be shuffled?
No. Okay.
You can go ahead and pick one card, but don't open it until I tell you to. All right. So go ahead and open it. What does it say?
2 minutes disadvantage.
Oh.
Ouch.
Oh, seems your advantage has just been turned to a disadvantage. But you have the regular 10 minutes.
Yeah, the win is a win.
That's right. So, card bearer, you may clear the table. Thank you. So Avon.
Yeah. GameMaster.
And the drawer by your right holds the puzzle. Open the drawer. Bring out the puzzle, but don't open it until I tell you to. There's also a pen. You might need it. So let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Now, once you open it, your time starts.
Okay.
So you may open the puzzle. Would you like to read it out?
So round 1, the puzzle, the 3 light switches. Outside a closed room is a light bulb controlled by one of the 3 switches. You may flip the switches as much as you want, but you can only enter the room once. How can you figure out which controls the lights?
All right.
Okay, so Flip the switches as you want.
I see you marking the script. Is that a strategy of yours?
Kind of.
So Avon, you have 8 minutes left.
Done.
You're done?
Yeah.
All right, so Avon, would you like to share your answer?
So it says outside the closed room is a light bulb controlled by 3 switches. You may flip the switches as much as you want. So first things first, I will turn all the bulbs. I will turn all the switches on.
Okay.
That's the first thing I'm going to do. Turn it on. So the moment all of them is on, it says, but you can only enter the room once. So I'm just going to go into that room and switch one.
Okay.
And that will tell me which bulb controls the switch.
Oh,
yes.
So are you saying you're going to enter the room once?
So it says you can only enter the room once. That's what it says.
So you abide by that.
So it says you may flip the switches as much as you want. So I'm going to first things first, I'm going to make sure that all the bulbs are on. That's the way to determine which one controls the switch. So if everything is on, if all the bulbs are on, I think it will be so difficult to determine which one controls the switch. First things first, like I said, I'll put all the switches in on. I'm going to turn on all the switches because I understand that the switches have on and off. So I'm going to put it on and try. So I'll just get into the room, try a switch. So when I get into it, I will try A. You can, and wait, come. You may flip the switch controlled by 3 switches. All these switches are together. Are they in one room?
Okay, so the switches are outside the room. The light bulb is in the room.
It's in the room. But you can enter the room once to check.
Just once.
So you're entering the room basically to confirm which of the switches turned it on.
If that's what you choose to do.
Flip the switches as much.
You still have about 6 minutes.
Yeah, you flip the switches as much as you want. But you can only enter the room.
So you've reached the halfway mark.
Yeah. Control one of the three switches. Yeah.
So do you totally understand the question?
Yes, I do.
You're already halfway there.
Yeah.
What answer do you think is closest to it? Maybe you could go with that.
Turning all the switches first to on, turning on all the switches. That's the first thing I will do. To on, because there's off and on in switches, basically. I'll turn the switches on first, put it in on, all three will be on. And it's what to do next.
So how do you figure out which particular one controls the light bulb?
So basically, when I turn on the switches outside and I go into the room to confirm, so I can only go into the room to confirm what I have done. I'll turn 2 on. No, I'll turn 1 on and turn 2 off. This is hilarious, I can't believe it's bulb and switch out. So I'll turn, so it's going to be a game of probability. Yeah, probability. So I'll turn 1 bulb on, one of the switches on.
Okay.
And I'll leave 2 off.
All right.
So it's going to be a game of odds. So that's what I'm going to do.
And what if you're wrong?
Because if I turn, I'm going to turn 1 on, and I'm going to leave 2 off. Yes, I'm going to turn 1 on. I'm going to leave 2 off. If I go into the room and I realize that the bulb is on, then it has to be that one switch that I turned on.
Okay.
Doesn't make sense.
What if you're wrong?
Then I'm wrong. Then the switches are not working. But the first thing I'll do, I think that would be what I'll do. Yeah.
So you have 2 minutes, 30 seconds left.
Yeah, I think that's my answer.
Do you want to write down your answer?
I don't know. Everything. Turn 1 switch on and 2 off. Something like that sort.
Avon.
Yeah.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, it is.
All right. You can hand me the puzzle. Thank you. And you can keep back the pen. Thank you.
I'll embarrass my family members.
So Avon, you never know. So how did you feel with that?
It made me sweat. Like, switch and bulb is something we do every day.
Right.
We just know. But then again, I think I was too tense to even understand the question, to process it, to even try to imagine myself turning off a switch.
Okay.
I was just too tense.
But you finally understood the question.
Yes, I understood the question.
Okay. Are you satisfied with your answer?
So I feel like it's a game of odds. It's 1/3.
Okay.
So if it's not the switch, it's the switch. Just the way we are here, 4 of us. If it's not this winner, this winner, this winner, this winner.
Yeah,
so,
I was going to ask that. What are your odds at the table now?
God forbid that we win. That was a typical Nigerian answer. So I would... I don't know.
Okay. All right. Avon, you may exit the room.
Thank you.
Thank you. Daniel, you may approach the table.
Hi.
You can sit down.
All right, thank you. My chances of winning the 1 million naira from the scale of 1 to 10, I will give it a 8 or a 10. But a win is a win.
How are you doing today, Daniel?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, Daniel,
So,
how confident are you of your chances at the table?
right now, I'm actually nervous, but I'll give it a 10.
Okay. So Daniel, which of the other contestants are you closest to?
Flora, Sonia, I think both of them.
Flora and Sonia?
Yeah.
You can't really pick.
Yeah.
Why them?
No, I think we connected more based on the things that have to do with what they're into, events, and also content creating, and then me managing a hotel. So I think we connected more on our way. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So Daniel, if you win the prize money, what do you intend to do with it?
First of all, give a little of it to the orphanage.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then split a little. I told them in the car when coming, 10% to each player actually then.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite generous of you.
Yeah.
Okay. So one last question.
Okay.
If you don't win the table, which of the other contestants do you feel has the greatest chance?
Sonia.
Sonia?
Yeah.
Why Sonia?
Because, like I said, based on the interaction and the connection, she seemed like someone who had played the game, who had played games while growing up. Yeah, while growing up, yeah.
I see.
And she's more like the gaming type.
Okay. All right. So Daniel?
Yeah.
Are you ready to begin the table?
I am.
All right. So first of all, the card bearer is going to come bearing cards.
Okay.
Now these cards are good and bad, depending on what you pick.
All right.
All right. So are you ready?
Yeah.
Card bearer, you may approach the table. So these are the chance cards, Daniel. Would you like for them to be shuffled?
No, I'm good.
Interesting. For some reason, all of you say you're good. Okay, so pick one, but don't open until I tell you to. All right. Go ahead and let us know what's there.
2 minutes advantage.
2 minutes advantage.
Yeah.
Very interesting. All right. So card bearer, you may clear the cards. So Daniel,
Yeah.
with a 2 minute advantage, you get to start at 12 minutes
Okay.
instead of 10. So you've been given 2 minute advantage.
That's nice.
All right. You're welcome. It's a card. It's not my doing. Okay, so are you ready to begin?
Yeah.
All right. So on the drawer by your right lies the puzzle. You may bring it out, but don't open it until I tell you to. All right. Once you open it, the timer starts. Remember, you have 12 minutes to solve the puzzle.
All right.
So are you ready?
Yeah, I am.
So Daniel,
Yeah.
when I asked you what you were going to do with the prize money, you gave a very interesting answer. Can I ask you why?
So I think basically the reason is this: growing up, we grew up close to the orphanage, where in the early mornings you see little babies wrapped in nylon bags, thrown away, and then we always. I grew up in a Catholic home, basically. So sometimes we always visit the orphanage. So seeing those kids actually used to break my heart. And then coming to Abuja, I got to meet a mentor who also have a care foundation, Umar Care Foundation, who also foster kids, thousands of kids. So that's like a deal breaker from that. It let me know that yes, what I'm actually thinking is achievable because I have a mentor who also does that.
All right.
So that was it.
All right. So Daniel, seems you have a big heart. All right. So all the best. So when you're ready, let me know.
I am.
You ready?
Yeah.
So Daniel, you may open the puzzle. Your time starts now.
The 3 light switches.
What does it say?
The 3 light switches.
All right.
Outside a closed room is a light bulb controlled by one of 3 switches. You may flip the switches as much as you want, but you can only enter the room once. How can you figure out which switch controls the light?
Do you understand the question? Would you like to take it again?
Let me take it again.
Okay.
So outside the closed door is a light bulb. Outside the closed door is a light bulb controlled by one tree switch. You may flip the switches as you want, but you can only enter the room once. How can you figure out which switch controls the light? So is the light bulb inside the room or outside the room?
The light bulb is inside the room.
Inside the room.
The switches are outside the room.
Outside the room.
Yes.
And you can only enter the room once.
That's right. There you have your question. So do you understand it now?
So how can you figure out which switch controls the light? Is to switch on all the three switch. You switch the tree on at once. Since there are three switch, they didn't
so
ask
which
you to
particular one controls it?
No, but here in the question, you didn't say which particular one control it.
But it says which switch?
Controlled by one of the three switch.
That's right.
You may flip the switches as much as you want, but you can only enter the room once. How can you figure out which switch controls the light? Okay, a closed room. So are we allowed to open the door of the room? Since we're not allowed to enter, we'll open the door, then while we're outside, switch each of the switch on, off, then when the light comes on, we'll enter the room.
So it says it's a closed door.
Yes.
So you'd have to go out. You're not allowed to peep in.
So where am I? Inside or outside?
It starts with you outside.
I'm outside.
Mm-hmm.
In a closed room control.
Remember the switches are outside?
Yes.
And the bulbs are inside. Or the bulb is inside.
Okay. Controlled by one of the three switch. You may flip the switches as much as you want, but you can only enter the room once. How can you figure out which switch controls the light? Outside the closed room.
So you have 7 minutes 30 seconds remaining.
Okay. Outside the closed room is a light bulb controlled by one of three switches. It's still the same thing as switching on the three switch at the same time.
But is that your final answer?
Yeah.
To switch on all the three at the same time?
At the same time.
Remember, you do not know which particular switch controls the light bulb.
On.
How would you find out?
So my question, sorry, I'm trying to understand the question.
Go ahead.
Meeting the switch outside the room, are they all on the same, like face down or face up? Then you have to switch all of them, and you have to switch it one after the other, as many times as I want before entering.
That's for you to find out.
Okay, my answer is switching on the three switch at once before entering there.
So you'd have to write down your answer.
Okay.
If you're convinced. But you have 6 minutes left, so that's enough time for you to consider your answer or stick to it, whichever way.
I'm done.
So you have 5 minutes more.
Okay.
Are you done?
Yeah.
All right. So would you like to read out your answer?
Yeah, by switching on all the three switches outside the closed door before entering inside.
All right. So you need to write your name and sign. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you so much.
So Daniel, you may exit the table.
Thank you.
You may exit the room. Flora, you may approach the table.
Hi. I am very, very optimistic. I don't think. I know I am winning this 1 million naira. And the feelings are good. So 10 over 10 for me.
Hi, Flora.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Very well, thank you.
All right. You're welcome to the table. So what has your experience been like so far?
Beautiful. Very beautiful.
Okay.
I've had an amazing time with my fellow contestants, getting to know them better. And of course, I'm a bit anxious on what the question and the riddle would be. And I'm open to know what it is about.
Okay. But just before we get to that, I was going to ask you, how would you describe your relationship with the other contestants?
I've only known them for, let me say, 2 hours now, barely 2 to 3 hours, and they are amazing people.
Okay.
Daniel, Sonia, and the other lady, they are
Avon.
amazing. Avon, yes,
All
very
right.
amazing, yes. Beautiful, great thinkers, and intelligent people.
Wow. So who among the other contestants are you closest to?
Okay, I would say Daniel, because we rode here together.
Okay.
And we had lunch together.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically we got to share a few information about ourselves.
All right. So if you don't win the table challenge, who would you put your money on? Who do you think has the best chance of winning?
If I don't win.
If you don't win.
Okay. I think Sonia. Is it Sonia?
Sonia?
Yeah, I think Sonia, because she's young and creative. She's just young, so I believe their brains are on fire.
I see.
But I will win.
But you will win.
Let's just set the record straight.
I like that. Okay, so Flora.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Very ready.
Okay.
Let's do this.
So in a moment, the card bearer will come bearing the cards. You must pick one of the cards and do what it says. All right. So some of these cards are good, some not so good, but depends on what you pick. All right. So if you're ready.
I'm ready.
Card bearer, you may approach the table. So here are the cards. Would you like for them to be shuffled?
Yes, please.
Interesting. You're the first person saying they should be shuffled. All right, so card bearer, please shuffle the cards. So Flora, you may pick one of the cards, but don't open it until I tell you to. Whenever you're ready. Why did you go for the middle?
Just my instinct.
Interesting. Seems all the contestants have the same instinct. They all seem to go for the one in the middle. All right, so you can flip it and let us know what it holds. What does it say?
Pause for 5 minutes.
Pause for 5 minutes. Do you know what it says? Do you understand what it means?
I would like you to explain, yes.
Okay. So all the contestants are given 10 minutes to solve a puzzle. It means you have 5 minutes to solve it. So in other words, you have a 5-minute disadvantage or handicap. But hey, 5 minutes is a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's see how that plays out.
Okay.
So card bearer, you may clear the table.
Okay.
Thank you. So Flora, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. The drawer by your right holds the puzzle. You can open it and bring it out, but don't open it until I tell you to. Okay. So once you open the puzzle, your time starts. So are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Do you want to take a deep breath, say a prayer, whatever you want to do?
I'm ready.
Okay. Go ahead and open it. Your time starts now. What does it say?
The puzzle, the 3 light switches. Outside a closed room is a light bulb controlled by one of 3 switches. You may flip the switches as much as you want, but you can only enter the room once. How can you figure out which switch controls the light?
So is that clear? Do you understand it?
Okay, let me
You want to take it
over
again?
yeah.
Okay.
But in my head.
Oh, okay, sure, of course. So Flora, would you like me to explain?
Yes, please.
Okay. So you're outside. You're outside the room. The 3 switches are outside. And the light bulb is inside the room.
Okay.
One of these switches controls the lights. And you're allowed to enter the room just once. How do you figure out which of the switches controls the bulb?
Okay, so the bulb is inside the room.
That's right.
And you're outside.
You're outside.
Okay. And the switches are outside with you.
That's right.
Okay. Please, would you let me know when I have just a minute left?
I'll let you know when you have 2 minutes left and
Thank
then a
you.
minute.
Okay. Just to be clear, the bulb is inside the room.
That's right.
The switches are outside.
Outside the room.
And you are
you're
outside.
the room.
Okay.
And you can enter into the room just once. You have 2 minutes left.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Am I only asked to pick a switch?
You can choose to put on all the 3, or you can go with 1. Now, one switch controls the light, just one switch. So how do you determine which of the 3 switches controls the light bulb?
I'll put on all 3.
But then which particular one controls it?
I'll put on all 3.
Okay.
Get into the room.
Okay.
Then come out and figure out and put off.
Okay. You have 1 minute to put your answer down.
So the question is, am I finding out which of the switches
That's right.
that I'll put before I get into the room?
That depends on you.
Okay, so I'll put on all 3 switches and get into the room.
Okay.
the bulb will be on. Then when I come out, I can turn off each of them.
You can put your answer down because you have 30 seconds.
Okay, I have to write it?
You have to write down your answer.
Okay.
Okay.
And my name?
And your name.
Okay.
But I would suggest you put the answer down first.
Okay.
Is that your final answer?
I think so. Choose.
And remember to put your name and also sign.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So are you done?
Yes.
All right. Flora, you can hand me your answer.
Okay.
So thank you. It's been a pleasure having you, Flora. You may exit the room.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The plot thickens. Fate smiled on some contestants with their selection of the chance cards, while some were not so lucky. But the puzzle is where they need to prove their mettle. Next on the table. There's no right label.
I'm wrong.
All the
The labels are wrong.
So
now you can pick one
coin
from
box.
each of the boxes.
So I'll pick from the box that has GG. So if I should pick the coin from the box to examine without peeping into the, how can you determine the correct? So when picking the coin, am I picking the gold or the silver coin?
If I pick from the box labeled GS,
Why that box?
because in that box, once I pick a silver coin from that box, I'll know that the next coin in there is gold.